back to TubeTalk.
Welcome back to you too, Doug. Last week of term for you.
No, I finished today.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was your last week.
Yes. And before we start, I want to say something.
Yeah.
Mr. McKinley, sorry, but you've been sacked. You had the old sack. We might get him to come on again, though.
50-50, one win, one not so win.
6 days.
Yeah. So, but I think we'll get him back.
Yeah.
Any plans for the holiday, Doug?
Probably just game.
Bit of football, bit of soccer?
Yeah. That's it. But, yeah, we might bring Mr. McKinley back, just depending on, when he wants to come on. We want him to come on, stuff like that.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
But for now, he sits in the sack. Okay. But should we kick off with last week?
Yeah, let's do that.
Where Wairau Falls had a super win fresh up at Geelong.
He did. He rolled the $1.80 favourite, came from last, ran past him. I always had a very high opinion of him. He's only had 2 starts, ran second on debut and then 6, but he's been gelded and it's been the making of him. He's a very, very smart horse. I think he's going to go a long, long way. But I think he's a horse you can continue to follow throughout his campaign.
Yes. And last Saturday, Elward was third in the Group 3 Chairman's Handicap.
Yeah, the Mighty Warrior. A month between runs. Might have just cost him late. He hit the front, looked, the winner just got run over late, but a few weeks between runs might have just cost him. But another group placing, not beaten far. What a great horse. He had to work a bit hard early as well, which may have just cost him. So, but he's still on the up, and there's the Grafton Cup for him, but there's also a nice open race at Ipswich, which I think we might go to next.
So yeah. And Man of Sin was 4th at Doomben.
End of a very, very good first preparation. Police are coming to get you for gambling, Doug. Underage gambling. On one preparation, he won a maiden by 8 lengths. He went through to the Group 3 Rough Habit Plates. Barnstorming one for 4th. He ran 4th last Saturday, hitting the line well again. He's a horse that will now go out. He will relax, he'll mature, he'll grow, he'll come back, and he'll be a very good stayer. He's a horse that will go a long, long way. He's done a great job this preparation.
Hoping for a podium finish.
Well, no, he's not racing again for a while. He's having a break.
But when
he hasn't missed many podium finishes, and he's a really exciting stayer.
Yes, and to finish off last week, we had Sanctify, who was a very good 5th last week.
Over 1,200 metres, short of her best, and just couldn't quite get the run she wanted. Kept getting squeezed. Had to come to the worst part of the track. Not the best part of the track, but still battled well for 5th, and she's in for a really good campaign. Like all the stock of Reliable Man, continue to improve as they age, and really excited. She handles a bit of wet tracks, and I think next up over 1,400 metres, very hard to beat.
Yes. Now moving on to this week, this is probably our biggest week.
Yeah, well, it's the first week we had a couple of runners in New Zealand so far, but this week was always the first week we were targeting, so we've got quite a few potential runners.
So we have possibly 8, but is it looking more like maybe 6 or 5?
Yeah, well, there's a couple on the ballot that might not make the field, and there's a couple, depending on track conditions, might not run. So I reckon we'll end up with about 5 or 6.
But if we do
maybe 5.
If we do get 8 and we get 8 winners, that'd be pretty good.
That would be pretty good because we've got 3 in one race. It would be a triple dead heat. Triple threat.
And so yeah, and the first one being at Waikato on Saturday, we've got Eridani race 3.
Yeah, she's come back well. It's a 1,000 metre race, drawn barrier 9. She might come in a couple of spots to 7 if the ballots come out. I think the 1,000 metres fresh up suits. She's trialled really well going in. It's a Pearl bonus race. And it is hard to gauge exactly how forward they are at this stage. It is really hard compared to other horses. But I believe that she'll like the Waikato track. She'll be somewhere reasonably handy, and she can certainly be picking up a thick part of the check.
Second one also at Waikato and also on Saturday, we've got the Triple Threat. Which is Thread the Needle, Loose Cannon and Darcy Palmer. And what race is that?
Race 7.
Race 7.
So Thread the Needle, barrier 1. Lovely barrier draw for her. She's had a couple of jump outs going well. She loves being a racehorse, loves racing. She should be able to get a nice run in transit. And she's a definite winning chance. Likes a bit of giving the tracks. And in fact, it might come back to a slow 7, and in fact she'd be happy if it was a heavy 10. So she's in at the right time. Loose Cannon, very talented horse, only had 3 starts. One on debut, coming from back in the field. She was 4th in the Desert Gold, where she was put through the running rail and only had 1 run since. So she's second on the ballot, so she's 50-50 to get a chance. I thought she'd make the field, but now it looks like it's 50-50. But for her, I think if she makes the field, she'll really like the track conditions. Her jump outs have been really good, and I think she's a very good winning chance if she makes the field. I think she'll settle maybe midfield, and I think she'll come with a big run. I think she's a very smart horse. And Darcy Palmer, he's barrier 5, which I don't think he'll get a run because he needs 5 scratchings to make the field. But he trialled really well coming in, and he's got barrier 6, so he can settle up quite not handy because he is better just being left alone, but he could probably settle midfield, and he does go very well fresh. He won fresh up last campaign. So if he makes the field, he will be well over the odds. But at 5th on the ballot, I think we're unlikely to get a run.
And our final racehorse at Waikato, race 10, is Campari.
And have a look, you might be able to see on the screen now her trial. She was 3 lengths off the second to last horse, looped them and won the trial. So she's come up super. Nice barrier draw 4. Danielle on board. Should get a lovely run handy, and is a real threat. Can definitely win this race. She's probably 750 going on a trial, and she's twice stakes place. She's probably slightly over the odds. She's come up really well. She can get more black type this preparation.
And moving on from Waikato to Martin, on Saturday race 5 we have Love Potion at Martin.
Yes, we have barrier 1, and I don't know if that's actually going to be a good thing because it's the track. When we nominated it was a slow 9, and now it's out to a heavy 11. Barrier 1 on a heavy 11 track is not good because usually they come wide and you can't get out. And she's a horse that likes giving the track, but probably not bottomless heavy 11. So whether we start her or not, we'll have to wait and see what track conditions are like on Saturday morning. But she's come up well. We gave her 2 trials. Her second trial, she trialled super and ran a close-up 3rd. You might be able to see it here now. If track conditions are okay and she runs, she's a definite top 3 chance. But the way the track conditions are looking, we might be better to scratch and reserve her. So she's a wait and see, but has come up well.
Yes, and also Martin Saturday race 7, we've got Rock Island Line.
And he again has drawn barrier 1, but he doesn't mind very heavy tracks, so he'll run. Cozzy Asano on board, claim 1 kilo, and just how the tracks are playing, it'll be up to Cozzy to try and work out where the best place for him to be, whether the rail's fine or whether he pushes off. The 1200 metres is too short for him. He definitely needs further. But with the right run in transit, he can definitely run the top three, and I think he's worth having a few dollars each way on because home track he does like wet surfaces.
And to finish off this week's runners, Eagle Farm race 4, we've got Stardom.
Yeah, and Stardom won a very similar race to the 2 starts back. And then last on a good track, last up we ran him on a heavy track, and we didn't know whether he'd handle or not. So we had to find out and ran him. And he ran 4th. It was still a very good run. But what we learnt was he travelled in it, but he just couldn't quicken. So that was the difference between him winning and running 4th last start. So we're back on a good surface, which really suits him. So the race is a good race for him. Except he's got barrier 10 of 10. So he's gonna have to get cover. And how the race runs in the first 200 metres will be very important because we don't want to be sitting 3 wide. So it'll be up to Luke Dittman to work out, do I go back, get cover, or do I go forward? And he'll have to make that decision quickly. But he's a definite winning chance, back on a good track. He's a pretty progressive stayer.
And now everyone's favourite segment, Bit of the Week.
Dun-dun-dun.
Okay. And this week's Bit of the Week from the old man himself.
For me.
Okay, yeah. And our Bit of the Week is at Waikato Race 1, Eva James. And is that on a Saturday?
On Saturday, it is. I like this horse. I think Eva James has found a race without a lot of depth. There might be 2 or 3 progressive horses in there, but I think it's got a race with a long tail. And she has got... she's only ever been beaten once in her life in trials and races. And when she was beaten, she ran second to Play That Song. It was a group horse, a very, very good horse. When she won her maiden, she won by more than 4 lengths. Her trial was excellent. She said 1 trial back. She sat 3 wide on the speed. The trip came even wider on the turn, and she won untouched. So has come up well. Has drawn out a little bit awkwardly in barrier 9, but she'll probably be able to go forward, I imagine. And I think at $3, I think she's over the odds. I thought she'd open up about $2.20. So in a race without a lot of depth, I think Eva James is an excellent weighty Saturday starter off at Waikato.
And that wraps up to TubeTalk.
It does. Thanks, Doug. And we may not see you next week. We may take a week's hiatus from TubeTalk.
But we may.
And we may see you when you get in 2 weeks' time.
Okay, so that was TubeTalk, and see you
Bye.
next.
Rock Island Line looking to cut the corner. Got a dream run through. Mars Bars deeper out, and Darjan Shan sprinted up quickly. From second last, Sarafi. Darjan Shan going up with Mars Bars, who kicked in. Rock Island Line over on the inside. Mars Bars, Rock Island Line. Oh, it's been a genius ride. Rock Island Line right through along the inside. Coming away near home. Rock Island Line for the Pope beats Mars Bars.